Hello, everyone. My name is Pat Schaub, and I'm going to talk to you today about data centers and green computing. There is a lot of innovation and information about this topic, so I'm excited to share my findings with you all. So to keep us grounded and on track today, I'm going to talk about our agenda. So we're going to talk about what a data center is, who uses data centers, a brief history, some examples. We're going to talk about the concept of cloud computing versus in-house data centers, business data centers in the cloud, some key issues, and then these last two bullets, we're going to talk about sustainability, data centers, and going green. Finally, we'll wrap up with a few questions. So what is a data center? With the increase of the digital world that we live in, the term data center has become more and more popular. By definition, a data center is a large group of networked computer servers, typically used by organizations, both public and private, for the remote storage, processing, or distribution of large amounts of data. So you see the picture on the right, that's an example of a storage facility for data centers. Interesting fact, 2% of all US electricity is attributed to data centers. Very hot topic. So who uses data centers? Basically, everybody who's listening to this presentation indirectly uses a data center every single day. Both public and private firms use data centers to store their information. Government agencies, retailers, social networking sites. Think Kroger here in Cincinnati with the 8451 shopper card data that they collect. They have massive need and use of data centers. Similarly, companies like Facebook and Twitter and Google have data centers all over the world to collect and store our data. So quickly, a brief history on the evolution of data centers. And really it started with the advent of the internet. It was actually called the ARCnet in 1977. This was the first time that computers could really talk to one another. So think about, I think there was 255 computers that could talk to each other. And then as we moved towards the 1990s, the dot-com age, the evolution of AOL, if you all remember, instant messenger, more companies had more of a online presence. There was more need for storage of data. In fact, in 1998, Google's first data center opened, just for context. And then in 2006, there continues to be evolution as far as size and scope. So you think of a data center, you think of a huge, large room with computers and flashing lights. Well, in fact, that technology has continued to evolve as well. There was an example cited that a offshore oil company was doing some drilling in the middle of the ocean. They were able to put their own data center on a shipping container and actually bring it out to their on-site work. So just an example of how things have evolved. And then moving towards present day, there is continuous innovation in this space. We'll talk about underwater data centers, data centers that are in Arctic regions of the world that help with cooling. There continues to be focus on sustainability and renewable energy. So again, we'll talk more about some of those solutions, but continuous innovation. And again, I think the key is we continue to consume more data, so there will continue to be more need and more innovation in this space. So what is cloud computing versus in-house data centers? If you think about the cloud, it's typically off-site and data is stored on the internet. It's less capital intensive and quicker to scale. So companies might move to a cloud-based solution if they don't want to invest in the startup infrastructure to build their own data center. Now, there are benefits to a traditional data center. Having your information on site is key for security, so there's less risk. However, it is more capital intensive. Companies are moving more towards shifting their data storage to the cloud, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So here are some examples of data centers. I looked at the top 10 in the world, and these two I found were very cool. The Lakeside Technology Center in Chicago, Illinois, over 1 million square feet, 53 backup generators, and services companies like IBM and Facebook. And then the Citadel, which is in Reno, Nevada, still being built, but 7.2 million square feet. And this is the largest and greenest in the world. It'll serve companies like Tesla, and it will focus on 100% renewable energy and sustainability. So I think that these examples speak to just the size of data centers, and as companies move to outsource, they'll continue to look at facilities like these, and we'll continue to see facilities like these pop up in the future. So I just gave examples of data centers in Chicago and Reno, but I think it's important to understand that not just small businesses are using cloud-based solutions for data storage. Even big, massive companies are moving towards more cloud-based data storage solutions. So at a conference in Las Vegas, executives from PG&E, Goldman Sachs, and Expedia all spoke about their need for increasing their data storage. As they collect more data, they need more storage. And providers like Amazon Web Service, which is the largest in the world, are helping serve these companies and really helping them focus on their core competencies, which isn't storing data and managing their IT infrastructure. So in the future, I anticipate we'll continue to see even large-scale companies move a lot of their in-house IT data storage to a third party. So I just talked to you about how businesses are moving towards cloud-based solutions for data centers. However, there are issues with data centers moving forward, just as far as capacity, the cooling and power, and security. If you think about capacity, we continue to consume more and more data, which means we'll need more and more storage. As far as cooling and power, data centers take up a massive amount of electricity and require fans and cooling systems. This isn't good for our planet and sustainability. And then security. We need to trust these data center providers to trust and hold our data and make sure that our personal information is safe. This will continue to be a priority for in-house IT departments and also for third-party cloud-based data providers moving forward. So what are companies doing to go green as far as their data storage? How do we fix the huge global footprint? Well, companies like Google, Amazon, and Apple are on the right track. So Google is already the world's largest corporate buyer of renewable energy, and they recently stated that they want to be at 100% renewable power by the end of 2017. 100% of Apple's data centers are powered by clean energy, and Amazon is at 50% right now, but they're working towards a 100% goal. So it's important as we have these large data center providers and large tech companies that they're focused on limiting our global footprint. So I just talked about the commitment of Apple, Google, and Amazon towards more sustainable, renewable energy with their data and services. But what are some more innovative ways that companies are going green with their data centers? So first and foremost, companies are moving to a more wind and solar powered approach. This saves energy and power and is better for our planet. Some companies are even investing in underwater type technologies. These type of data centers are self-sufficient and cool themselves and take up almost 50% less power. Another way that companies are moving towards a more green and sustainable data center solution is just the location. So recently, Facebook opened a location in Finland. The cooler temperature allows the data centers to not use as much power. Open air environment up there. They don't have to have as many fans, and electricity is greatly reduced. More companies are moving to this as well. These are huge ways that companies are going green, and we're going to continue to need to move towards more sustainable solutions, again, as more people consume more data and there's more need for storage. So I hope you all liked my presentation. A couple questions for discussion. Do you foresee a point where virtually all businesses outsource their data centers to third parties like AWS? What do you think the future holds for green data centers? Where is innovation heading? In your opinion, have any companies gained competitive advantage from data center strategy? Have any companies fallen behind? Here are my sources. Thanks again, and I look forward to your feedback and responses.